Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. This time last week, I was at a professional conference with the Casualty Actuarial Society, at which I'm a new member. At the conference, I attended a plethora of presentations. I did a lot of networking, and I got to catch up with a lot of old colleagues. And being in that environment at the conference, it put me in a context in which I was talking to people a lot, communicating a lot, and it gave me a lot of perspective on professional communications, my communication style, as well as the communication style of others. At this point in my career, I've developed a lot of technical skills, and I feel like the next level for me is to improve in my communication style. So taking the quiz in the Pathways project, where I learned more about my communication style, was really informative for me. From the quiz, I learned that my three strongest modes of communication are analytical, strategic, supportive, and direct. Learning about my communication style is really going to help me develop as a communicator, and reflecting on my experiences is really going to help me get to where I really want to be. The supportive communication style is characterized by gentleness, calmness, and steadiness. At work, I work really hard to develop good relationships with my colleagues. And I do this by active listening, by asking questions, and by presenting myself with a friendly demeanor so that I'm approachable. Sometimes, though, my fear of being overbearing gets in the way of my being supportive of my colleagues. At times, I'm afraid to ask tough questions, and I'm afraid to tell people what to do because I feel, oh, I'm just being bossy or being a bully. However, in thinking about and reflecting on some of my experiences and thinking about this a little bit more, I've realized that maybe my approach to asking tough questions, to maybe sometimes being difficult at work, can be to tell people, hey, I think we should be doing X, Y, and Z. Let me push you in this direction. But by doing this, we collectively can get this result, this understanding, this decision-making process. Second, the analytical communication style is characterized by exactness, precision, and logic. I myself am more naturally an analytical thinker. So it's easy for me to go up to someone and present, here are some numbers, here's what this number means, here's how we got this number, and circle the final answer. However, one of my weaknesses in this communication style is that I get a little too lost in the details. A lot of times in the business world, we're not focused on getting a final answer. We're focused on making a decision. So as I continue in my career, I need to learn how to connect the numbers that I present to people to how do we make the decision between option 1 and option 2. Lastly, the direct communication style is characterized by competitiveness, independence, and confidence. When I speak about my subject matter expertise, when I'm presenting about what I'm an expert at, I tend to be very confident, and I tend to be very clear, and people tend to believe me. However, sometimes that confidence can grow into overconfidence, and that can get me in a little bit of trouble. I have to sometimes remind myself that communication isn't just about speaking, it's also about listening and taking in different perspectives and understanding the different perspectives that people are inviting us to participate in just by asking the question. as I navigate some of these career trajectories that I'm going down, I really do have to understand what does someone else know that I don't know, and how do I combine that with my understanding to build a complete holistic answer to the question. In this project, learning through my experiences and learning about the different communication styles is really going to help me understand where I'm at now and how I'm going to get to my goals. Learning about the analytical side, how I can connect the analytics that I know really well to the greater story, to the bigger picture, combining that with how I can be more of an active listener in areas where I'm the expert, and also learning about how I can be more supportive to my colleagues is really going to help me understand how I can make the biggest impact I can at work. Learning about this has been a really eye-opening experience for me. And I really invite all of you to learn as much as you can about your communication style to improve your goals and to get to where you want to be in your communication.